So I know tonight's video is going to really raise some eyebrows and cause a lot of comments and views, simply because for too long people are of the view that there is some form of or some sense of equality with regards to both male and female. And tonight I want to put it to rest, because what is out there and what is being purported out there as equality and sameness and likeness is crap. And we have a tendency to hear things all our lives, and somebody told us, and look at some television movies and we just believe it. I've never been one of those people to just believe something because it's said to me by someone. And what is so amazing is that when information and facts come to the fore, I'm amazed to see how many people tend to want to bring what someone told them or what is normally said in society as truth. It's just like what we heard with regards to drinking milk. It's good for strong bones and teeth, right? Is that true? It's cow's milk, good for our bones and teeth. So that's the only thing that's going to really give it. And we hear that breakfast is the most important meal. And so these kinds of truths that is being purported and argued by people, once you tell someone what something is different, it seems as if they're out to make you seem crazy. So you see this conversation with regards to men and women being equal. So let's put it to rest. Now, there are a number of areas I can attack this firstly. So let me look at it from a humanistic standpoint and physical standpoint. So the only thing that is alike is that both parties so far in research has shown that from an intelligence standpoint, no sex is more intelligent than the other. But the thing I want to ensure that women especially understand, and some men who are not aware, is that just like how it's said that women have that sixth sense, or some sense of some strong intuition, woman's intuition. There's a view that men don't have a man's intuition. Well, let me tell you something, woman. If you in a relationship with your male partner and you lie to him, he may not know what you lie about, but he can tell that you're lying. And I know a number of relationships right now that is in trouble because women have not been telling their partner the truth. I know two couples that I'm actually talking to right now. She had no clue that he knew or sensed that he was lying, and his view was that he just knows that she's not telling him the truth. And when she's talking to me alone, she admitted that, hey, yeah, I didn't tell him the truth about something. But how did he know though? Because he can feel it. The minute you go out there and you flirt with a guy and you're teasing a guy with no real interest to even be with the guy, or you go out with your partner and you find someone attractive and you're flirting with that person, and it's not, you don't want to be with him, but you just want the guy to notice you for that recognition and stuff. It's the guy, your partner senses that, and so he would react, and then you come back and you would say that he's insecure and jealous. And those are things that women need to understand. Just like how you can zone in when he's cheating because your senses are based on love, and so his sense is based on territory and dominion and on the embodiment of the relationship. So you see, men also have it. When it comes to strength, women are basically about 60 to 70% as strong as men. Men are taller, men are 5'9" average, women are 5'6" average. We can go on and on all night. Men are penetrators, and that's a word that I need us to all understand. Men are penetrators, women are receivers. Men are the ones that actually penetrate the world. Women are the ones that receive and nurture the world. So when men are not acting the role that they're supposed to act as men, women being nurturers and women being expanders, do something. Without any real direction, they do something up. So for a woman, purpose is not the be all and end all. It's like dessert. For a woman, the whole meal is there and she chooses to have dessert and that. So this thing about the feminist movement and women needs equality and stuff, the other thing is it's not required or requested by most women. It's just a few women are speaking as if all women are actually requesting that or talking about being equal. Most women aren't even discussing that mess. And so the fact that I can talk and say what I'm saying tonight is because I know there is a huge majority of women out there who will support and understand what I'm saying and does not side with that mess of women and men are being equal. They aren't equal. If you take a man meets a woman with a dildo in the world that we are in today, he's generally not really seriously offended. Some guys obviously will be, but it's no big deal. It's not a deal breaker for a man if he has a dildo, right? But if conversely, if you take you meet a woman is meeting a guy and she comes to this guy and she sees this guy has a sex doll there or has a female dildo, which is just basically the sex organs attached to a part of a woman's anatomy and a counter, she's going to not be satisfied or pleased with that. She's never going to just, a woman in a relationship is never going to just allow that. She wouldn't. That's why you see women are complaining about men looking at porn. I don't support men watching porn at all because I've been there and I know how much damage it does to relationships and stuff. But at the same point, what I'm saying is just look at those little things you would see. If you let's look at another aspect. If a woman is kissing another woman, it doesn't really affect men. In fact, most men will find that's a turn on. If a man kisses another man, that woman doesn't want him. Why? Because again, she understands that he is supposed to be the masculine and he's a penetrator and he's a giver. So what he's doing is giving love to another male. She doesn't want that because it diffuses her and the polarity disappears. So, but let's look at sex. If a man realizes that a woman and another woman is having sex, so she's bisexual, it's mainly, most times, not a deal breaker for a man, But if a guy goes out on a first date and he hears this girl say, I'm bisexual, so sometimes, the only thing is sometimes I may want to be intimate with a woman, and you can be there, it's nothing, because I would want you after anyhow. That's a turn on for most guys, and it's not a deal breaker. But if she sits with a guy and this guy is saying to her, I'm bisexual, so sometimes I want a guy, it's okay, you can be there if I'm having a guy. She's not going to be interested in him. She doesn't want that, If you look at gray matter and white matter, women and men don't have the same amount of gray and white matter. One has more gray, one has more white. If you look at the parts of the brains women use opposed to what men use, women use limbic system and the men use the amygdala. Women are more emotional, men appear to be less emotional. Women have 10 times as much estrogen as men to operate their body, and men have 10 times more testosterone than women to operate his body. And if it's too low, it affects both of them significantly. And the list can go on and on and on. And we must understand, the reason I'm having this discussion and I'm doing this video is because up to this week I'm talking and I posted some stuff on social media and I was amazed to see some of the things even men would have responded and say, I heard a guy say that women are gods. Really, they're women, men and women, and so it's a wounded man. We need to understand the concept of stuff. I've been told that a woman could have kids without a man, and a man can't without a woman. That's the total opposite, actually. There are no children to be had without a man's seed. A man can actually repopulate the entire earth in 2 weeks, the amount of sperm that comes out. A woman's eggs stop at about 45, maybe 50. She stops, so she has all the eggs in her, and when they're done. A man could actually have kids at 70 and 80. And these are the things I'm telling women to be very careful with, because men are now turning the guns back at women. And this concept of being equal, seeking equality, and I will break that statement and that view of equality in any angle anyone pushes it. And I'm going to do a television show, television program, and another vlog within the next week or two. There'll be 3 different things that will be posted, and I'm going to destroy that concept of equality I'm going to destroy that independent woman mindset, which is a foolish statement to make as well. And we don't understand how much damage is actually being done to relationships. Bring any woman in front of me who thinks that they're independent in a relationship, and I will show you. And I'm also open to having a live with any woman who thinks what I'm saying is not true and it's mess. Okay, let's do a live video, and I will invite you to sit down and let's have that conversation, since it's not true. And I want the world to see how you don't even have a clue what you're actually saying and what it actually means. So you see, so I want to destroy this argument. If you look at the army, or you look at any of the police service, or any of the services, for example, we know that a chain is as strong as its weakest link. For women to enter the services or to be part of a black op team or whatever it is, we had to physically drop the bar on what is required for entry. Why that happened? Why do we have to drop it then? If we are equal, then allow the women who have reached that bar to reach it, and those who can't reach it can't enter. If we are that equal, then what's the problem? Why do we have to drop the bar? We are equal, right? If you look at the Olympics, for example, why are we separating women 100 meters with men? Just put women to run it with men. If you look at the speed of the slowest man that is taking part in the Olympics and the fastest woman that is taking part in the Olympics, see what the result is. We are simply not equal. What has happened is that women are taking part in everything that men have been doing, and women have designed nothing for themselves. Nothing that they came up with on their own. They're taking part in things that the men are doing, and because men, the very men that have allowed women to take part in the stuff that they have designed for them, and significantly dropped the bar and created a space for women to participate, has allowed women to now feel and have the view that they are equal. And before women strive to find that sweet spot in understanding their own strength. So every time a woman talks about being equal, every time a woman speaks about how strong she is and how independent she is, it actually means that that woman is actually weaker than the average woman who's in her feminine. And for this reason is why men hardly cheat and leave women who are actually feminine. It's not a weakness, it's actually a strength. Because when women think that men are not doing what they are actually supposed to do, they decide to be a man or strive to follow the actions of a man that is not doing what he's supposed to do, what they think he's supposed to do. And in doing so, they're actually losing their feminine side of being an actual woman. So they're demonstrating a lot of characteristics of a man. And so when men meet them, either they will find a man who is what we call a beta male, or a man who is in his feminine, who is not very masculine. You would see a lot of women who are very authoritative and leaders with men who don't really have much of a say. And then when you see some men who are actually leaders, they're with some women who are very feminine and very sexy. So my point remains that women and men are not the same. We can talk about this all night. If two people are in a bed, a man and a woman are in a bed, and there was a thief entering the house last week, and then there's a noise downstairs this week, why is it not that the man can say, I went last week, you go and check and see what is being said, who's downstairs this week, and come back and let me know. If a man says that to a woman, immediately you would see that she would lose attraction, she'll call him weak, and something is going to seriously disturb her. Why? Because as much as we are saying, and you hear women say this all the time has changed, and if they have to wash, they're saying they were slaves. Women still require men to protect them. If women go out and a man grabs a woman and a male is standing there and he can physically overpower the other person, you would see that the woman is expecting her partner to act. Why? We are equal. Just beat the man. And when you finish beating, come and meet me. You don't have to wait or expect me to do anything. You can fight your own battle. Why? But no, you would see that a woman is expecting her partner to jump in. She's expecting him to react. And so it's never ending. I can use almost any example. If you going out to dinner, for example. Why are men still required to pay for dinner? If we are saying that we are equal, then and nobody is superior, then fine. Then let's both pay for dinner. Okay, let's both pay for dinner if we are that equal. But the fact that a man is supposed to pay, when that concept was brought about when men had to demonstrate their ability to protect and provide. Now, women are working for as much money as men are. Then what is the problem? Women pay for dinner, men pay for their own dinner. So it's not a matter of being providing for anymore now, is it? If we look at, you hear all the time where women have the view that men should not hit women. Okay, fine. If a man and woman is equal, then what is the problem? You hit me, I hit you back. No, I'm not saying that I agree or that I disagree with men hitting women. What I'm saying is, if we are equal and one party hits the other, there is and should be no problem. There should be no problem if one party hits the other party. Now, if you're agreeing that men are superior to women and they are not equal and men are actually bigger, stronger, and I know some people are having a problem with being superior. But if you meet two footballers, let's use a basketballer for example. You meet two basketballers who are able to have the same skill set in dribbling, but one can shoot a 3-pointer better than the other. I heard about my boy Eddie Hughes used this analogy, and I felt it was really good. If two guys are playing basketball and you see that, let's say Kobe and LeBron, that was used in the example, and you see both of them are able to shoot not as good as the other. So they have the same ball handlings, but one is able to shoot better than the other, a 3-pointer for example. Or then it would mean that the one who's able to shoot the 3-pointer is superior to the other person. It's really that simple. They are not at the same. Okay, so even if you want to use the intelligence as the same, understand that in every other aspect, men are demonstrating to be superior. And so if you were to tally this on points and a point system, you would see that the man will comes about. And nothing is wrong with that, because there are areas in where the man laps and the woman picks up the void. But this concept of being equal, I have no issue. If women are saying that they are equal in value, fine. Equal as in being intelligent with no evidence so far to prove, okay, let's let that argument side as well. But outside of that, there is no equality. There will never be equality in any angle. Period. You see? And so I wanted to create that understanding. Let me give you one more for example. If two people are having sex, and this is a big one up to recently, I think it still is, where we're looking at the abortion. I'm not for abortion. I think a child coming into this world, no matter the circumstances, is a blessing, and that will remain my view. Now, the thing is, if a woman is saying what they're fighting for again, it's really foolish. Let me tell you why. If a woman is saying that she should have control of her body, fine. And she should be able to still determine if she's going to have that child or not. Now, two things happen, two angles. One, when both parties decided to have sex, they together agreed. Because if she didn't agree to have sex with a man, then she would call rape and he would be locked up. And we all know what happens if a man says a woman raped him. He's laughed at. So we're not even going to go there to continue to show that they are not equal. But both parties have decided to have sex, right? Now, if both parties agree to have sex and none raped the other, then why is it the woman's decision alone to decide not to have that child or to have it? Why should it be hers alone? It should never be. And to reinforce my point is, let me give you the opposite angle. If when this woman gets pregnant with this guy that she probably, let's say, had a one-night stand with, if this guy says, no, I don't want you to discard that child, I want you to keep that child, and she says, no, I'm not keeping it, then why doesn't he has equal say? But if she decides to keep it, and he decides he doesn't want it, and she keeps it, she can take him to court for 18 years to pay for this child when he said he didn't want it. And we are equal. And this is the thing I want us to always look at. This world is designed for women because it's an understanding that women and men are not equal. If there's something catastrophic happens, you see that they're quickly going to say women and children will go first. Why is that though? Why? It's not a matter of women being the ones to repopulate. Women can only make one, maybe two child or children on average annually. Of course, there are the anomalies where you'll have 5, 6, 7, 8. But understand what I'm saying. A man can literally have sex with hundreds of women in 1 week, 1 month, opposed to a woman having one child every 9 months. Who's faster to be able to repopulate the world? But why is it that we are asking women and children to go first? Simply because we understand the concept of men being the superior. I don't understand where the argument is coming from. I don't understand why it's so difficult to fathom that they are not equal. But I hope that there is some understanding of what actually happens with regards to both genders. And I'm going to give live statistics very soon on what we purport to be inequality and what is being asked for when it comes to gender equality. And I'll show you how that as well, it's just a big mess. And what is actually happening is that women are being lured to destroy men and then complain that men are not being exactly what they're supposed to be when they are contributing to not only destroying men but destroying themselves, because the more they attack men and the more they're picking up the roles of men and the more they go out there to work and pursue their own goals in business and society, it's more they're going to be stressed, more is going to have a hormone imbalance, and more is going to affect them. And so it's just causing a huge divide, and they are the ones who are really pushing the agenda more than anything else. So like, comment, share this video. Let me hear what your comments are. I look forward to hearing your views on it. We are not equal, and I can't wait to see someone argue this point so that I can continue to give tons of examples. I have at least 100 more examples I can just bring forward and show why we are not equal. There's almost none that you can, in fact, not almost, there is none that any woman or any man can bring forward and put forward as a case to show why men and women are equal. If so, educate me. I look forward to seeing that one, just one, doesn't take much. Show me one way that men and women are equal, all right? So bye for now. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know what your views are. Talk to you soon.